there's one algebraic proof on the test that you have to like write all the steps in. It's like a 3-step, like add 5 to both sides, divide both sides by 3, and you're done. So nothing super crazy. Yeah, any issues on the first ones? You feel like you're good? You just want to see what the answer is to make sure you're right?
Yeah.
So you could underline that on your review, or you could write it down. Hypothesis is you give a mouse a cookie. The converse is where you switch the hypothesis and conclusion. So I'm looking for the word milk first and the word cookie second. If you want some milk to go with it, then you give a mouse a cookie. Alright, on your test you don't have to write that out. You just gotta pick it from A, B, C, or D. Any issues with these? 3, 4, or 5? No? You wanna see the answers or?
Yeah.
The inverse is where you add not, so if you do not spill your drink, then the carpet will not get stained. The contrapositive is where you switch the hypothesis to conclusion and you not it. So if the carpet does not get stained, then you do not spill your drink. The biconditional, or the converse of the conditional statement, you just switch them. If you have to buy insurance, then you purchase a new car. Switch them. Inverse, you add not. So if you're not tardy to class, you will not have to serve detention. And then the biconditional would be adding the if and only if. So with a biconditional statement, you take away the if, you take away the then, and you connect them with if and only if. So an angle is a right angle if and only if its measure is 90 degrees. Biconditional. That pretty much wraps up all of the conditional statements, right? That whole first page is conditional statements. Then we start getting into, there's one more. So you can write a biconditional statement only if the converse and inverse are true. That's false. You can write a biconditional statement only if the conditional statement and the converse are true. So this one's false. So it has to be the conditional statement and the converse. Here's when we get into that reasoning, like the logic part. This is some geometry reasoning, so it's just kind of match them up. It says if 3x equals 180, why does x equal 60? What property will allow you to get, that's divide both sides by 3. And that is the division property, which is letter A. Right? If J equals K and K equals M, then J equals M. That's the transitive property. So if it's repeated, it's deleted. That's how I get this statement right here. That is the transitive property. And then letter J. A equals A. That's the reflection property. Reflexive, letter C. If 3x minus 2 equals 7, why does 3x equal 9 now? If you add 2 to both sides, that's the addition property, letter F. And then if AB equals CD, why does CD equal AB? Symmetric is where you switch them. Switch them. Symmetric and switch. Letter B. Alright, the multiple choice. It says, which of the following is an example of the reflection property? J. No, that's the symmetric property. H the reflection property says that angle 1 looks in the mirror and sees himself. So it's letter H there. Which of the following is the transitive property? B. D. If 1 equals 2 and 2 equals 3, yes. And then which property would say if x equals y, y equals x? The symmetric property. Which property allows you to say that 2x plus y equals 10 and y equals 3, then 2x plus 3 equals 10? That's substitution. So you're taking a y out and you're plugging a 3 in. That's called substitution, the substitution property. Substituting in a 3 for where y was. Alright, this is a pretty good example of what your proof looks like on your test. There's 3 blanks there. It says, here's what you're starting with. How did I get from step 1 to step 2? Distribute, right? Distributive property only happens on one side of the equal sign. And then if you were going to solve this, you would, so that is the subtraction property. And then the division property. So you distributed first, that's why statement true. Statement 2 is true. Then you subtracted, that's why statement 3 is true. Then you divided, that's why statement 4 is true. I think I had issues with this one. I didn't like this one. How did I get from here to here? Distribute. Subtraction. You're subtracting 2x from both sides. Then adding 80 to both sides. Then division.
Symmetric.
Switch symmetric. Ooh. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. Find the value of x if the measure of angle 1 is 4x plus 10 and the measure of angle 2 is x plus 20. A lot of math words there. What's supplementary mean?
Angles equal, or 2 angles equal 1.
So they're saying that this one and this one equal 180. So angle 1 is 4x plus 10. Angle 2 is x plus 20. And they are supposed to add up to equal 180. So the goal there is to go through and math correctly to get the right answer. Combine like terms. 4x's and 1x make how many x's total? 10 and 20 combined to make 30. So 5x plus 30. Subtract 30 from both sides. x is 30. So the hardest part there is setting that one up. Make sure you do that one correctly. So that's me kind of assessing your knowledge on the terms supplementary. When in doubt, equal amount, right? Vertical angles are congruent. That's something we learned yesterday. These two things equal each other. So 3x plus 10 is equal to x plus 50. I did minus an x from both sides. And then you have to subtract 10 from both sides. And you have to divide both sides by 2. Really encourage you guys to plug that back in, make sure that it works. 3 times 20 is 60, and 60 plus 10 is 70. 20 plus 50 is 70. So it does check out, the math does work, they both equal 70 degrees. This is probably, I would say, the most complex question. Did anybody get to this one? No? So if you were looking at this for the first time, how would you set this one up? Huh?
Like, probably equal to each other?
No, they're not. They're equal to 90?
Well, there's a 90.
Okay, so there is a 90-degree angle right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're saying that they're equal to 90, you're assuming that this is 90. Is it? It is. Right? You can make the jump and you guessed correctly if you know why it's equal to 90. Because these two angles are a linear pair, and this angle, this whole angle plus this whole angle should add up to 180. So if you do 180 minus 90, you get 90 degrees for these two angles right here. I think that's the easiest way to do it, that the first angle and the second angle add up to 90. And you could say the first angle, the second angle, and the 90-degree angle all add up to 180. So combine like terms, 12 minus 3. Lots of 9s there. 9x plus 9 equals 9b. Subtract 9 from both sides. Divide both sides by 9. Another 9. So 63 plus 12 is 75. And 24 minus 3.
You got
18 minus 3 is 50. So 15 and 75 make 90. And are those two angles equal to each other? They're not. One's 75, one's 15. Now realize this is taking probably a lot longer than it would take you because you guys would probably be using your calculator on this stuff. What do those angles add up to equal? 180. Oh, anybody take a stab at this one? You can't even? You can? You gonna photo match it? Okay, let's do it by hand. Or who got an? Anybody get an answer for that one? Whole number or not?
Sorry,
Whole number?
Tez.
Huh? You do it? Step 1. Okay, 12 times x is 12x. What's 12 times negative 7?
84.
Negative 84. Plus.
Sorry, 6x.
Combine like terms, 12x's and 6x's make negative 84 and positive 6 make
78.
negative
Negative
78. That's fine, minus 18x's.
Add 62.
You have to add 62. Signs are important on this
Divide.
one. By
Negative 16. Oh.
you always divide by the number next to the x. I know you want to divide by 16 because it makes it easy, you get 2, but that's not what happens. So what is negative 16 divided by 32? Negative 1/2, aka negative 0.5. It's not terrible, it just takes forever. You probably use insolve on that. What's the next number in the series? 8. Plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, you get 8. What's the next number in the series? 12?
Yes.
No. Uh-oh. Plus how many? 1.5. Plus how many? 1.5. Plus how many? So I'm asking you guys on a 10th grade math test to do 10.5 plus 1.5. And you get it?
That's what we said.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
No. Why didn't you tell me I was wrong?
I did.
I didn't believe you. Believe it or not, I taught the 3D class like the whole topic wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, my bad. Go back and reteach, relearn that. This one wasn't, I mean, oh no, did y'all struggle with this one? You did?
Wait.
This one's pretty good, I guess.
What?
This one's good.
Give it, I'm dying.
And then, is it symmetric?
Yeah. Alright, I had issues with this one. I didn't like this one. Most of it was right. Number 38 kind of like ruffled my feathers a little bit. It grinded my gears per se. Why is this true? Number 35? Give it. Right here. Alright, number 3 could be a struggle bus, but you have a bank of answers to pull from.
Oh, it's transitive. Wait.
It is letter G, the second addition postulate.
Wait, what's the difference between that
And what? In the transitive
and
property? So the transitive property would say like if A equals B, if B
oh, so
equals
it's like
C.
a more sentence.
Right. That one is just a math statement. The first part plus the second part equals the whole thing. segment addition postulate. And number 4, so when you take geometry out and you put numbers in, that's called substitution. And this is the one that I did not like. What is that really?
Where's it given? Because
It's not given.
isn't that just it says AC equals
No.
11,
Adding.
equals AC.
AC equals 11 is given. That says 11 equals AC. So what they do here, what's 5 plus 6? Now, is that the addition property? The addition property says you have to add 5 to both sides. This is just them combining terms on one side. It's combining like terms, aka simplify, and that is not over here. So I like scratched all that out. I just wrote simplify right here. I think they wanted you to put the addition property, but I don't really necessarily agree with that. And then how do you switch it? The symmetry property. Everybody get to these? Use the law of detachment or the law of syllogism to write a valid conclusion. Then identify what you used. If 3 points lie on the same line, then they are collinear. If 3 points are collinear, then they lie on the same plane. So, you see how that they are collinear is so if it's repeated, it's deleted. So the conclusion is, if 3 points lie on the same line, then they lie on the same plane. So that is if this, then that, if this, then that. You can conclude if 3 points lie on the same line, then they lie on the same plane. And what kind of logic is that? Well, you have 2 options. Is it detachment or is it syllogism? Syllogism, that's that long train rule. If you get put on hold too long, then you get frustrated. If you get frustrated, then you go blow off steam. If you blow off steam, right? Remember that? That's the law of syllogism. Now, look at this one. It is just one if-then statement. If 2 lines intersect, they are not parallel. Hey, A and B intersect. So,
They're not parallel.
A and B are not parallel. And what law of logic allows you to say that? If you're bald, then you're beautiful. Hey, Mr. Clean's bald. That's the law of detachment. Alright, the only thing in the review that's not really covered, it says the cafeteria serves tacos every Tuesday. What do you expect the cafeteria to serve next Tuesday? Tacos. What kind of reasoning is that? Inductive. Inductive. Remember, inductive is patterns, deductive is facts. So, oops.